Yeah, so as I was saying before, it just started pouring down rain on me. My crew just now showed up. And but yeah, I'm going to do an on-water review of the Dagger Nomad medium. So this is the medium, and for you guys that want to check out my long-winded walkthrough, I'll put a link up now you can click on, or at the end of this video, if you guys want to check out my, you know, complete walkthrough and breakdown of the hull, the outfitting, and all that. And for all you guys giving me crap about putting my bag in front of me, I'll show you where 90% of the time my bag goes right here. Crammed back there. That's where the new put in of the Watauga. For everyone that's curious, this is nice. Man, they put some good, it's a good access to the Watauga. This looks nice. And carrying this boat, you've got a step out pillar, so I'm able to grab down inside this pillar. You can grab a hold of the step out pillar and carry it pretty easy, and it balances nicely on my shoulder. Look at those guys out there, and they're cool. They're cool little 9Rs. So this does have Dagger's contour outfitting, so it is a super comfortable boat. My knees are nice and comfortable in it. Easy to tighten down and get good contact with the boat. And get this leg lifter here. And I really like that sturdy. So one thing right away, woo, besides the thunder. So one thing right away, this thing is extremely stable on its edge. There's a really good amount of initial stability right behind the hips and right in this area here. Really stable boat. I have been paddling this boat a lot. Just so you know, this is not, you know, I paddled this boat for a couple of years pretty much exclusively. I'm gonna try to like act like it's my first time paddling it for you guys, kind of like wipe my head out of all my initial thoughts. This thing will spin. This thing rock spins like a beast. So rounded in the hull, it's very predictable on its rock spins. This thing is not fast at all. You could easily call this the slow mad because of how slow this boat is. But the thing is, these edges are so soft on it that it is very predictable on what's going on with it. There's one thing it does though, that rounded off tail will drop on you. See, it doesn't have that modern new school kind of skim out of drops. It doesn't want to just skim out of drops. It kind of like smushes out of drops a little bit. Look how it just goes over rocks. This is one thing, when you're going over rocks, like it's weird, it prefers rocks more than it does current. It kind of bobs around a little bit in the current and the flow. It kind of like bobs around a little bit. And because it's got such a rounded stern, it pushes the bow down a little bit. That stern volume back there. Not like the Phantom. It's so, when it hits rocks or hits into a hole coming off a boot, it's so soft on its landing. That I really like. gonna, oh, look at that 360 I missed. I can make this one here though. It is a little different paddling a boat that doesn't want to get back on that flat surface in the back. It's got a different feel to it. That's so smooth, the way it transitions, because it doesn't have a hard rail on it. It just transitions off of that. Okay, here's a tight little technical one here. See, it just bounces off of those rocks underwater. My bow tagged the rock and it just bounced right off of it. Woo. Very predictable coming in and stuff like that. That tail loaded there and pushed me right out of that hole. Oh, see, I've got so used to having edges over there. That's one thing, you have to kind of go back to more traditional eddying out and zipping around the river, more traditional staying flat. So very old school meets new school creek boat. Oh yeah, we're already at Hydro. Oh, you got kicked. Carry that stroke long. Close. As long as you stay right, these modern creek boats will take care of you. Yeah. If you've got a small, like National on the upper yacht. Yeah, it's kind of the same feeling. You want it, but the problem is you can't hit that rock like you can at National. Yeah. You see what that hole did to all of us? It turned us all, slowed us down. None of us hit it fast. We kind of just came right. I wanted to scream out of it, but I hit those holes and I was like, ah. So you've seen it going, oh, see how it hits that eddy and it wants to just turn into the eddy? It's got those smooshy rails. There's no carving. You don't carve this boat. So yeah, a boat like this, in this kind of water, to me, this is not my style of paddling anymore. It's weird. It's like I'm so used to using that back tail to drive my boats that this boat doesn't have it. So it's got that old school kind of stay center in your boat and just boost and work the flow a little more. The newer modern boats, you can drive off the tail a lot. Say like those 9Rs, you can easily get back on that tail and zip around the river. You don't do that with this. You kind of like, it's not the most friendly. When it gets, once again, see, I'm in a little bit more flow than what I would want this boat. I would almost rather have a ripper right now, or a rewind or something in water like this, or a Phantom or 9R over something like this, because this is not my style anymore. Now I can make it work. And when it's in the rapids, it paddles really good in the rapids. It's just when it's in this kind of in-between flowy stuff, it feels like it gets pushed around a lot. I feel those lack of edges pushing me around. But you get used to it. You learn how to use those kind of like shoves and pushes to your advantage. Big hole, big hole. Free wheel spot right there. I didn't recognize it till we got down here. Yeah, you want to paddle this boat a lot leaning forward. I feel like I need to keep that tail disengaged. Oh, look at that guy just chilling. Tight squeeze. Almost like you want to find the tight technical lines on this boat. You don't really like need a lot of volume for this boat. And you can let this valve drop with you because it resurfaces so quickly. This valve pops up really fast, so I don't really worry that much with letting it kind of like drop. It drops and it just kind of bobs back up a little. This boat does not like to hit holes. See, that's where it's very predictable, coming through boily water like that. Super predictable, keeping those edges safe for you. I don't feel like those edges are going to catch. Oh, they snuck it. You guys are supposed to run it. You're in 9Rs. You're supposed to go dead center. Move to the right. Give me some space. Yeah! See that tail saved my ass there because I didn't get a clean booth, but that tail shot out and shot me to the right pretty easy, and I was able to kind of fight out of it. Not the cleanest of lines. Obviously, if I ran it again, I'd come with a little more speed and catch a harder booth stroke. But did you run this last time?
Last time you run the big booth one?
Yeah. Yeah. Keep your bow up, move to the right. Don't get on that rock. So come down and move to the right. Not center. You see, if you mess that one up, it would not be good. Everybody, that was pretty much the entire run right there. Final thoughts on the boat, on the Nomad. One thing that it does extremely well is get up on rocks and transition off of rocks very smoothly. You can just kind of like, with that lack of edge, you can transition off of rocks very smoothly. But as far as like coming through big drops, the problem is you can't load the tail coming off a drop. So you have to rely on smooth stroke placement to get through drops. Now the tail is so wide and fat back there, it will take care of you, but it's a different style of paddling than the newer modern boats like the 9Rs there. You can see they're flat in the back, so they'll load that tail and get you out of trouble. This thing has a very, it loads and it goes and it squashes out with you, which is a different style where this boat will excel. Not so much here, because this is what I would consider a good medium flow. This is a little higher than what. Now at lower water, say around 300 CFS out here, this boat is a dream because there's not a lot of flow. You're using a lot of rock moves, back and forth rock moves. And this is by far my favorite smoky style boat. When you look at rivers like West Prong, Tremont, Little, when you look at those smoky style runs and that very tight creek runs, this boat is amazing for that because it flares so good in its back. And then if you, a lot of those runs, you don't have, like out here, you can get speed up and launch off of things. But in a lot of those small micro creeks, you have to kind of like eddy out, turn, take one, maybe two strokes and come off of things. Now you can make those boats like the Phantom and 9Rs work, but this one to me is just more smoother, more predictable coming off of like rocks like that. Good boat. I think it still has a place in the lineup. It still has a place in Dagger's lineup. This would be a good boat to have in your arsenal for those tight mank runs. But yeah, that's pretty much my entire on-water review. But I think thanks a lot guys for watching. Leave in the comments below if you own a Nomad, or if you've ever owned a Nomad or a Nomad 8.5, and you know what you think about it. But I'll leave a link to my walkthrough, my detailed walkthrough and review of the boat and the outfit. Yeah, thanks a lot guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Oh, that guy's fishing for bass.